Next we have Dick Barron for available EMTSP resources.
What I've done, I've got some snapshots of different portions of our website. Many of you, this will probably be a review. There may be some people in here that it's new and some people that never have even been on our website. So I'm going to go over this slide. It's just the welcome. Once you go, this would be our home page for the website. There's 10 sites that you have, and that's from home over to sitemap. You'll see things like as 2016 equipment industry sponsors, EMTSP meeting agenda minutes can be found, a quick and easy path to past EMTSP equipment management video library, view of the 2016-17 ASHTO program and invoices, which is somewhat of a common one. A lot of them ask us, I don't know if, or if I didn't pay the annual contributions to get the form. It's all right here. You can go click to that website. It's got everything that you need to submit to get that payment. Here on the same home page, you can find NCPP contract information on the bottom. You can enter up on the your top right. It's like a search engine to locate anything that's of interest. If you just want to see if put a word that something comes up, it will do that. Information on the national performance metrics. What Scott talked about, that's what you would click on, and there is a gamut of information that you'll find there at that location. Partnership meeting updates and upcoming events. You'll see like the first one is like our conference 2017. Under EMTSP news for recent articles of interest. EMT listserv, which we'll discuss coming up. In the view of the state contact lists of individual regions or the global listings, that is something you might want to look at and remember, because if you want to get a hold of anybody, you can click on that. Then you can go to you can just go individual regions. If you want to send something out, I think somebody mentioned this during the conference. Depending on what you want to do, excluding a survey, and we'll get into that. But you could, if you want to know what the Northeast region people do, you can see all those people. You can send out something. You can do a global, so it's got everybody on it. It's a really good way to find out your peers, your present peers, because we try to keep that updated. And long as I'm talking about updating on it, if you know of any changes, or if you get on it and you see it's somebody old and now somebody's new there, if you can let Dennis Halichoff know, all right, and we will get that updated on the website. The second one is about the EMTSP. It's a brief narrative describing what the Equipment Management Technical Services Program is all about. And the EMTSP search and recent news can also be found on this page, which is, if you look at the right-hand side, if you want to look at commercial truck parking, any of these recent news articles that we find, if somebody finds of interest, they can send them into NCPP again, or Dennis or myself, and they'll put them on there, just because it has to do with our industry. Another thing on it, you'll find our mission, vision and mission statements can also be found, with strategic goals and areas of focus can be found right here. Tim actually addressed this when he was up here. An overview on the listserv. It's an automated email. Under the active list, you can go into this and subscribe to the listserv mailing list. The listserv was really our first process of trying to get some global communication. Before this, we had nothing. The listserv worked pretty good. It's not just our community, anybody. So if you sent something out for listserv and it had something to do with a manufacturer and a question that may not be a great question, well, everybody's going to see it, and you may get emails back from people that you really don't want to spend the time to ask. So from the listserv involved our regional and our global emailing. Since then, and Tim can correct me, our listserv activity has been extremely low. And I'll get into a SurveyMonkey, which even makes listserv, in my mind, it's almost archaic from what we've done now. But here we have the oversight panel. So if you want to get a hold of anybody on it, all their information is right here. And again, the right side's got some recent news on it. We get into the technical list. If you click on that, you can find information that was posted that had interest in of a technical nature, or research articles pertaining to fleet management. These are things that were brought to our attention from different states, like ODOT performing the G inspections on international dump truck fleet. Surveys. Under technical, it goes to surveys, and you can find information about our SurveyMonkey requests. Use the email address to NCPP to get a survey set up in the format using SurveyMonkey. NCPP will work with the requester in setting up the survey, decide how long it should be posted, how you want it sent out, and how you want to compile the answers in a spreadsheet for ease of review. The survey can then be posted on the EMTSP website if approved by the requester, and various state DOTs are presently being posted for review. And you see these are some of the past surveys that we've done. And just something now on SurveyMonkey, because we've heard a lot of talk about it. If you want to come up with some questions, and if another state might want to see the same things, and the question came up about how long that information would be available, if you want a SurveyMonkey of some nature, what's worked out well is whatever your topic is, you can get a hold of Dennis or myself, go over what it is, and we'll ask you, come up with some questions. We'll look at the questions, and then we may go back and go, okay, what if we ask the question in this format so it fits a survey better to get more information that you want. So we'll work with you on that. Once that's done, we'll ask you, how long do you want it out there? You tell us how that goes. We get it to Dennis Tang. He's our webmaster. It goes out, it comes back. He takes all the information and puts it in a readable form, a spreadsheet, or however the SurveyMonkey will do it. It'll go back to you, you review it, and then from that review, if there's no issues with it, which probably there won't be, then that survey will be posted on our website almost forever. So as far as the time you need to input on that is minimal. You let us know what you want to do. You come up with some questions. We can massage them if we need to, and then it all works. That is truly probably one of the best tools to get information that you want and that other states can have. Any questions on that SurveyMonkey? Because that's always been one that we keep expanding on it to get the information so it can be disseminated to everyone, and it really doesn't take a lot of your time to do it. Conversely, we've heard and seen a lot of emails going out to everybody. You get stuff back, no one else sees it, then it's not saved, nobody knows, somebody else comes in, they don't know what it is. Do it in this format, it's going to be there for everybody to see, and it's going to stay. Go to administrative. You will find information that you can either view or download, such as program description, strategic plan, work plan, benefits of the membership, program and participation. Here we've got the welcome to the EMTSP Management Video Library. This is something new. If you haven't been on the website for a while, this to me is one of my favorite sites in the EMTSP Equipment Management Video Library. describes how the video library was developed and the importance of an EMTSP program, and brings us to a search of a topic. This is you'll see this as a snapshot on it. You can either click on Home, EMTSP, and CPP. Welcome to the website. What is the EMTSP program? And this isn't all of them. There's, I think, 8 different topics. You got assets all the way to winter operations, and there's more. Corrosion prevention. A lot of discussion on corrosion prevention. You click on this, just by doing this, it will show you everything we have talked about corrosion since the first day in Pennsylvania in 2009 or 2010. So any of these has some really, really good information. Any of these conferences that had the video presentations in categories that fit are gonna be here. So especially for new people, you can get a gamut of information that was discussed in the past. State DOT equipment specifications. Presently, this site's got 6 DOT equipment specifications to view. We request if a state can supply their equipment specifications or links to them, to give them to the NCPP so we can get them posted. It's a good resource to view for equipment specifications, especially contracts, or if you're looking at verbiage that you want to put in a contract that another state might have. I kind of find that one of the best tools is for if you're looking at a spec, if you're trying to do something on warranty, on liquidated damages or whatever. Some of these states have some real neat language that you might not have, that you can find that that's pretty good. I might want to use that. And you can select a particular state to see what the specifications they have provided, and then you go to a subcategory. Like in here, it shows you went on it, ConDOT was selected, and once you select ConDOT, then there was these 3 items, and if you clicked on truck, cabin, chassis with equipment, then it would go to another subcategory and go to contracts, and you could click on that, and it would show that information. Another method we got in was Minnesota. That's a link, and that has everything on it. It's a really nice way to do it, because if you click on the link, I would assume it's always going to be updated. ConDOT's in there is like a long contract, so that's going to be valid for a while. And if anybody has their specifications or links to specifications that they don't mind putting on the website, because I have heard some states that, for whatever reason, they don't want to do that, and that's fine. But if you do and you've got it and you can get permission, get a hold of Dennis, myself, and we will add your state, and however the process is, either show the specs themselves or the links so you can get something like this. Next one is current and future events. Upcoming events for 2017 for the various regions is posted. If there is an important event that you have coming up and want it posted, again, let us know, and we can get it. We can get it on this upcoming event chart. Past events. This is archive. This site will list past events that you can go back to and view the agendas, sponsors, exhibitors, past presentations. An example would be you can click on 2016 National Conference, and if you want to see what we did at that conference, you click on that, and all the presentations are going to be there. Like I said, we haven't taken anything off, so if you wanted to see what was shown like this with videos and speakers at the very first conference in Pennsylvania, it is here. It goes back that far in all of the information. So if somebody's looking to do something or questioning of something, sometimes you go back in these archives and you can find a lot of good stuff.
If you haven't clicked on one of those presentations, they really do a nice job at putting together that presentation, you'll have the PowerPoint slides side by side with the speaker, and it's a really good way to see those presentations. So if you're interested, go back and look. There's a lot of good stuff.
I go back to the corrosion one. It's, to me, the speaker was one of the best speakers on corrosion that I have heard to date, and basically said one of the very simple, basic things that cover corrosion. And Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, the bottom line is cover your steel, no corrosion. How you do it and the method you do it is one thing. But simply put, if you have trucks that are all rusty and the paint's coming off, you're going to lose it. You have equipment that you can keep a material on that steel, your problem will almost be solved. And then it shows the different things, but it's one of those things, corrosion. Well, there are some very basic ways to protect it. But like Tim said, I just like to go on at some time when I'll think of something and go to see and they go, oh yeah, that was interesting, and you write some notes down. And everything from the past that we have done is here. The sites are going to show you quickly to find links to some common organizations, companies such as ASHTO, the ASHTO Subcommittee on Maintenance, NCPP, Transportation Research Board, TRB, NAFA Fleet Management Association, in various equipment manufacturers, and many others. And we can add more to that. If anybody has a link that they think is important to the community here, let us know, and we definitely will add to that. It just shows more. We talk about other links available, Chrysler Fleet, Ford Fleet. So I say any Kelly Blue Book. And if anybody has something they think the community would like, let us know, give it to us, and we will get it on. Vendor This site offers information to the vendor community as it pertains to their importance to the EMTSP and participation in national and regional conferences. There is a phone number listed that they can get more detailed information. And the biggest thing is in what we've been doing now, and this was the first conference that we actually gave basically a whole day to the vendors. We had introductions in the morning, but as conferences went on, this is the feedback we've got. And I guess the bottom line is the vendor community is extremely important to us, not only just to work with conferences, but to get questions and actions like was talked about when we had the Matt guy here. We talked about being a unified group in different things. That's why having the vendor community with us is extremely important. Site map allows you to go to one location to look to see where information can be found if not known. You can scroll down to find a topic or fill the search box to find information pertaining to that subject. Contact information, as we talked about, if you got anything you want to do with NCPs, especially SurveyMonkey, you want to add something, add a spec or a question, or you don't understand anything on it, Dennis Halichoff and myself, information is right there, and we will do everything that we can to get your answer done or work with you for a SurveyMonkey or whatever the need may be. Any questions on the website? Before I tell you, I just want to say we talked about the listserv. From when we started, we didn't have anything. There was no really communication. We started with a little bit of a website. We got a lot of feedback about every time there was a conference. The subcommittee on maintenance, equipment technical work groups. Some people had ideas, and we keep adding and adding and adding to it. And the next thing that will be coming out, but we haven't we haven't resolved it yet, where we're gonna put it, will be the web-based training. That will be on our website. You'll be able to go something, instead of going to, just going to the subcommittee on maintenance, you can go to the website. We will have maybe a drop-down that'll say web-based training, or for whatever, you can click on that, and then that will give you a list of whatever we have for web-based training. And so it should be an easy way to get to it, and we will be working on that once we determine where the best place for it is, that type of thing. So that's new and upcoming that I know of. One of the things we were talking about, like Dennis was talking about the Western initiative, and I don't know if maybe at a time if there'll be like a report written of some nature that will be able to go on.
All the files that were given us by the host state, you should need them to start being populated onto the website. As soon as Dennis Hank figures out how he wants to do that. The final report and summation will be done mid to late fall.
So that's another thing that's new, and the other thing it'll be posted, and the other thing we were just talking about of something that not quite pertaining to the website, but what we can do for NCPP, and maybe we might want to try a sample. I might try it with Connecticut because it's easy for me. Is webcams are kind of the latest thing that's out there. I know I look at a lot of them on the fire end. They're basically an hour, like 40, 45 minutes in Q&A. Webcam, you can sit at your desk, use a tablet, sit on the bathroom. Who knows what you want to do? And you can key in questions. So if we had a webinar on, like we're talking about things people do, Connecticut, on how they do their corrosion, and they have quite a process on covering material. A plan he's got to show, sandblasting, blah, 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 of maybe creating a webinar, and it would be sent out. If you want to listen to it, you can. If you don't, you don't. But then after that, there would be, like on the website, like another, you can click on it, just like the program Dennis is going to end up doing for the West. Click on webinars, and we would start to show different categories. So maybe 1 month would be that one, and then if another state had something that was very interesting to the group, and they could do like a presentation, you had some type of a webinar that really would be good, we can set it up, get a date. Again, it's no more than an hour. You sit through, you can get the questions you want, and then that would be posted. So it's another thing that we're looking at to do with this website to get more information out there. And the information that is learned stays out there. Anybody can get at, especially with the turnovers that we start to see more and more for new people coming in. It's there. So that was the last thing.
It was like an innovation people said today, instead of waiting every year to hear what people have to say, just quarterly let a particular region do it or state do it, and you can invite all the regions and people can attend, but if they have something going on that day, they go to the website. Yeah. Guys, I'd be a little work for presentation together, but it doesn't have to be an hour.
It can be less, and Dennis and I can help on it, depending on how in-depth it is, but.
They have to go to the meeting, go through them, so they can set up a meeting, and you're flying to that.
Yeah. And like you said, in innovations, instead of waiting a whole nother year or whatever, these things can be done, and the nice thing is, they won't be forgotten. It will be a permanent record on a website, so somebody can go back from a year from now. If you have somebody come in your office, here, take a look at that.
Produced by the National Center for Pavement Preservation.